Hello Aries and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Aries, let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards first. So we're going to look at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future with oracle cards. And then we are going to dive deeper into the reading with tarot as we progress. But let's first start with looking at this recent past energy for you here, Aries. What have you guys been dealing with? What's been going on in your world? Bring love into the situation, meditate and contemplate with step out of your comfort zone. Aries, I feel like you're making, I feel like you're making really big moves because this is, there's two new moon cards here. New moon in Aquarius and new moon in Pisces. With this step out of your comfort zone, which is North Node, but I feel like you're making really big moves, but you also you're putting this expectation on yourself to have all of the answers figured out, to have all of the answers to every single question that you have figured out right now. And I think that pressure that you're putting on yourself is making things a lot more complicated for you because it's not allowing you the space to actually think about what you need, but there's this, it's like, instead of, I guess what I'm trying to say is you're focusing so much on feeling like you have to have it all figured out, which is not giving you space to figure out what you want, is basically what I'm saying. I don't know what this is in regard to, but I do definitely feel as if Spirit is asking you to bring a little bit of more like compassion and understanding and grace for yourself as you navigate this, because I feel like this has been complicated. I don't know what this is talking about, but we'll see. Current energy here for you, Aries. There's 3 cards came out stuck together. Oh, that's why. Hold your vision and have faith in your dreams. These were like back to back. It's like, because then you have a win-win outcome as forecast. So it feels like you're being very supported and guided on a path to something here, whatever this is. Hold your vision, have faith in your dreams. But it also feels as if you're feeling a little bit lost on this path right now. But that's okay. The journey to getting to where we want to go isn't about knowing every single step of the way that we're making the right move and being 100% certain at every turn. In fact, a lot of getting to where we want to where we're trying to go is about moving forward in the uncertainty. I mean, uncertainty is where miracles happen. It's where we start to discover new paths and new opportunities that we were completely unaware of. So I feel like this is about finding that balance of showing up, for your path, but also trusting that there's so many forces at play that are helping guide you in this direction, like in the right direction. Like you're not alone, you are supported and guided. And I do think that in addition to this, because again, I get this energy of feeling a little bit lost right now, lost or stuck in some way, knowing that that's kind of part of the journey too. I know that I kind of look back at different journeys that I've been on, and those periods where you feel so uncertain and you're just so I don't know where to go, or I don't know how things are going to turn out, or, I don't know if this is going to work. Those are the moments of growth and the moments of transformation and the moments of, stepping into your power in ways that you haven't before. And that right there, those moments is what transforms you into the person that you need to be to get to where you're trying to go. So I think sometimes we want to bypass that, right? We want to bypass the unknown. We want to just get to the place of certainty. But that defeats the whole purpose. So much of the growth and the healing, it takes place on the journey. So I feel like, I don't know, you're not as lost as you think you are, or as it feels like, I feel like is what Spirit's trying to bring through, and to really trust this part of the journey. All right, what are you needing to know moving forward here, Aries? But yeah, I hear something about making big moves. Maybe it's about a literal move and not knowing how all the pieces are going to fall into place. A job change, starting a business, walking away from something. I don't know. But just know, I think that that's what people get confused about manifestation. They think, I take the step into the unknown and then it all just falls into place, right? Oh no. That step into the unknown is the first step into the unknown that you will take. Every step thereafter will also be in the unknown. And it's a process, it's a journey. It doesn't just, happen. Be nice if it did, but it doesn't. Luck is on your side and you are good enough. Things are looking up for you, Aries. All of this energy is so positive. You are good enough and luck is on your side. You're going to get to where you want to go, okay? I really do believe that. Seeing a win-win outcome is forecast with luck is on your side. That's a really powerful combination here. I also feel, though, as if, and I talk about this a lot in my readings, but I talk about it a lot for a reason. In order to get to where we want to go, in order for things to work out in our favor, we have to act as if things are working out in our favor. Act as if we have everything we need to get to where we want to go. Act as if the answers are going to come at the right time. It doesn't mean you sit there and you feel, again, every single second of every day, it's just so certain, okay? Because certainty is not a feeling. It's an experience that you have after dealing with uncertainty, where you start to learn that even in uncertainty, you can trust the process. So you have to act as if. I've always said that's the key to manifestation. Act as if. Act as if it's working out. Act as if there are solutions. Act as if there are answers. Act as if the path is there. Act as if you're being supported and guided. Because I did a workshop on the secret to manifesting last year. And the secret to manifesting is embodiment. And the whole workshop was kind of breaking down what that means. But embodiment is all about being the energy of what you want to be true, of what you want to experience before you kind of have proof that it's the case. It's kind of like almost like living in delusion a little bit. It feels a little bit like delusion when you're in it, but it's more so just saying, I'm going to choose the reality I'm creating, even if I don't see how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. So let's dive into this a little bit more here, Aries. Overall energy for you. Overall theme of this reading here for you, Aries. Protection with relief. Aries, you are so divinely protected. This path is so protected too. Whatever path you're on, it's like you're on the right path, which means that Spirit is directing this at every single turn here. This relief, I feel like, is you needing to know this. I think the relief you're looking for is when I have all of the answers, then I'll feel relieved. Spirit saying, well, you're never going to have all the answers because you're never going to wake up one day and be like, I'm 100% certain about everything and I have no fear, doubt, or insecurity. That point on your path will never come. But your faith can give you such a sense of relief because you can go, again, I'm in uncertainty. I don't know how things are going to work out, but I know I'm guided. I know I'm protected. I know the universe has my back. So, yeah, this is a very positive reading for my Aries collective. I'm loving it for you guys. All right, let's look at this a little bit more. Let's look at this past energy. Bring love into the situation. Step out of your comfort zone. Again, I just get this like energy of self-criticism or being really hard on yourself, or I don't know. Gotta let go of that. I know it's easier said than done, but nobody has it all figured out. Even the people who act like they have it all figured out. Nobody has it all figured out. Recent past here for you, Aries. Queen of Pentacles in reverse with the Star. feeling uncertain about a path, but feeling divinely inspired to walk it anyway. Like this Queen of Pentacles in reverse is about like lack of security, or, feeling a little bit ungrounded, especially if this was like walking away from something that was a source of security, or, putting money on the line to like, I don't know, start a business or invest in something like that, where it's like kind of putting your sense of security at risk to follow some sort of divine inspiration with the Star. And I think that it took you a while to act on this inspiration, but you did. Oh, it's reversed. Okay, that's why I was confused. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. 10 of Cups in reverse. Unrealistic expectations. You had unrealistic expectations, though, of how this was going to unfold. And those unrealistic expectations, I feel like, have you doubting your path altogether, which makes sense. And I get that. We often think if I start something, it's just going to work out, right? If I leave something behind, it's going to all make sense. And I think that when we actually walk that path, it's like this very almost rude awakening of, oh, this did not work out the way I thought. But it doesn't mean it's not working out. It just means that you had certain expectations of how things were going to unfold. But everything is still working out. It's just not working out in the way you expected or on your timeline, which is, I think really hard sometimes for us to get on board with, because we have to trust that the universe knows better than us, which can be hard sometimes to do. But let's dive into this some more here, Aries. Let's look at your current energy, because I feel like you're doubting a path that you are meant to walk. So the second guessing of the path is normal. It's just about not abandoning that path in the uncertainty. Because yeah, I do feel like you are pretty deep in uncertainty right now. Current energy here for you. Aries, the win-win outcome is forecast, hold your vision. I said this a little bit ago, but in the uncertainty is where the transformation happens. It's where you learn to trust yourself more. It's when you learn to believe you're supported and guided more. Because there's the Fool. Well, it's the Fool in reverse. You're headed toward a new beginning, but that new beginning hasn't fully manifested yet. Which means that you're in the uncertainty. It's like I call the in-between period, where you've kind of shifted away from one thing or towards something, but, the result hasn't fully formed yet. You have the Judgment. The Tower. Let me see what this Tower is representing. You're afraid of everything falling apart. The Knight of Cups. Is that in reverse? Okay, yeah. Okay. There's a lot of like, what if I made the wrong move? Or what if this is wrong? What if this all falls apart? What if this doesn't work out? Which is natural. It's so natural and normal. And to be honest with you, I think we all carry that on our path no matter what. I mean, there are still days I wake up terrified of, things falling apart. But I also think that commitment to choosing to show up for our path anyway, like despite fear of failure, despite things not working out, despite, when we walk away from a relationship that isn't serving us to attract a better one, and we're in the in-between where we're feeling really lonely and we don't, we're wondering if it's ever going to happen, that's where we show up for the love that we deserve despite that fear. We might want to run back to old situations or settle so we don't have to be alone. But when you choose to show up anyway, that's where you create it. When you choose to show up believing that things are working out, despite it feeling like they're not, that's where you create it. Manifestation doesn't happen in the decision making. It's not in big moments. It's not in the, you did this or you did that. It's in the commitment to the process when it feels, when you're faced with your fear, your doubt, your insecurity, like when you're in that uncertainty and it feels like things aren't working out and you keep saying, I know what I deserve, I know what I'm capable of, and you show up for it anyway. So I think that this is just confirmation for somebody out there. You're on the right path and you're headed in the right direction, okay? But the energy that you're in right now is a necessary part of this path. It'd be nice, I guess, if we could just always have all the right answers and just walk the clear path and it all just worked out magically for us all the time. But what would be the point in that, right? You wouldn't heal. you wouldn't grow, you wouldn't evolve, you wouldn't, learn anything. There would be no point. You just exist for the sake of existing. And we're here on this earth school to heal, grow, and evolve. So much of that happens in the moments of uncertainty. And one of the, things that has followed me as I continue on my own journey is that fear, that fear of failure, that fear of things not working out, or the fear of, being on the wrong path or whatever, it never really goes away. And it's not because it's a message telling you something. It's because that fear is your human nature, that it just craves control. And sometimes, when we're so scared of things not working out, it's actually, and I want you to hear me when I say this, Aries, it's actually because we're just as scared of things working out. And you might shake your head and go, no, absolutely not. Like, I want this more than anything, or I really want to get to where I'm trying to go. Sure. But you're so used to a certain reality, right? You're used to a certain way of life. You're used to certain types of relationships. You're used to a certain level of abundance and love and peace and success. So when you start to claim more for yourself, your nervous system, your ego, the survival part of you doesn't know how to survive in those environments. It knows how to survive in environments that you're used to. And one of the most interesting things about humans that I've learned is that we're actually very afraid of the things that we want, and that we truly deserve. And we actually prefer, on like a psychological level, the things that we're used to, because again, we know how to survive them. We know the familiarity of them. So the uncertainty is scary for a lot of different reasons, but mainly because you don't have control there. You don't have control over what's going to happen. You don't have control over what things are going to look like. And that that survival part of you is reaching for some sort of certainty. But the more that we try to jump to certainty, the more we might rush into things that don't serve us, rush back into relationships that we worked hard to get out of, or go back to jobs that don't serve us because our business didn't build in the timeline that we expected. And that's where we decide, in those uncertainty moments, it's where we decide, am I going to believe my fear, doubt, and insecurity, or am I going to choose to believe that everything is working out for me and I'm being supported and guided even if I don't see how yet? I've always said that people who discover manifestation, it's a really wonderful experience. I mean, I remember when I first came across the concept and I started working on it in my own life and started watching it happen. When I started taking it to bigger things, I had the expectation of, it's just going to work out like that, right? So I was pretty shocked when I learned that when you start to manifest, or, to go after more for yourself and for your life, you're almost immediately hit with obstacles and challenges and fear and doubt and things that make it look as if everything isn't working out. And at first I was like, is this the universe? Like, testing, like, what is this? And I've kind of learned, the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And when we start to step into those unfamiliar spaces, all of our fear, doubt, and insecurity rises to the surface, and we experience it in real time. In our environment, we experience that fear, we experience that doubt and that insecurity. And this is where the secret to manifesting, which is embodiment, really comes into play, where we can say, this is what things look like right now because I am afraid things aren't going to work out. I am afraid I'm not going to get to where I'm trying to go. I am afraid I'm going to be alone forever or whatever. But I'm going to choose to embody the truth that I want to be true, which is I'm supported and I'm guided and everything is working out for my highest good. That's what separates the people who do manifest the life that they desire and the ones who don't. The ones who don't manifest the life they desire experience that fear, doubt, and insecurity and go, see, it's not going to work. I can't get there. It's not enough. It's not going to happen. And they abandon the path altogether. The people who do create the life they deserve and desire experience that fear, doubt, and insecurity and say, I see this for what it is. I feel it. I experience it because I can't just shut myself off from it. I have to live the experience because I'm a human being a divine being having a human experience. But I'm going to embody this truth. I'm supported, I'm guided, and everything is working out for my highest good. So it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to have, to second guess. Absolutely. But don't let any of those decisions steer you from the path. All right, what does Aries need to know moving forward? Luck is on your side with you are good enough. It's like if you can believe luck is on your side. If you can believe you're good enough, it's easy peasy. Everything's going to work out for you. It's just you have to recognize you do have a choice there. And your choice is that What truth am I going to embody? Is it the fear that I'm experiencing, or is it what I want to be true? All right. What does Aries need to know here? Knight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. You need to lean on support right now. For some of you, yeah, okay, Eight of Pentacles, and then there's the Ten of Pentacles. You need to lean on support right now as you move forward, because this is you're on a journey and you're going to continue to navigate the unknown, okay? I wish I could say, oh, on this day and time, everything's going to work out and it's all going to be good. But that would, again, defeat the purpose. So you're going to continue to be on this journey of, putting yourself out there. This is leap of faith kind of stuff. You need to build a support system with you and your spiritual team. Maybe you already have one and you're needing to just really rely on it. Maybe you don't have one. If you are not somebody who asks for signs or who asks for guidance or who knows how to communicate with your spiritual team, this is a time to learn to do that, because you do have a spiritual team that you might not be fully aware of right now supporting you at every single turn. Whether or not you want to believe it is up to you, because that's going to determine whether or not you actually experience and see that support. But when you believe you're fully supported, you start to see that support show up in really, really cool ways. So learning to ask for signs, learning to see synchronicities and find meaning in the things that you're seeing. This is really important for you right now so that you can build, because whatever journey you're on, it does feel like it's important and it feels like it's complicated and challenging. And having that spiritual support is going to be very imperative for you as you navigate this. There's a book coming to mind. It's The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. I highly recommend this book, especially to anybody who is navigating some sort of journey where you're needing to trust that you are supported and guided, because Spirit is trying to move things into favor into your favor, trying to put all the pieces into place. But you have a role in that too. The universe doesn't just show up and make things happen. The universe shows up in alignment with the energy that you show up with. And one of my favorite quotes is, take one step toward the gods and they'll take 10 towards you. It's a quote by Joseph Campbell, philosopher. And I like it so much because a lot of people go, where's the support of the universe? And we don't realize that the support of the universe comes when we take steps believing that it's there. It's like a trust fall kind of thing. And I think that is really going to help you as you navigate this, because things are working out better than you think. But in order for you to continue to show up for this path and to continue on this journey, that kind of spiritual teamwork is going to be very, very important for you. But yeah, I think that things are working out for you. You're getting to where you're trying to go. And I think you'll be excited to see how things turn out in the end, Aries. I really, really do. Okay, I liked this reading for you guys. We're going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to dive deeper into this. Ultimately looking at what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So looking at that tangible advice. And then I've got an advice card to pull from your spiritual team at the very end. Thank you so much, Aries, as always, for your support of my channel. One thing I do want to mention is that I just announced my upcoming workshop, Attract the Love You Deserve. This workshop is going to take place on Friday, February 20th at 6 p.m. Central Time. However, if you can't make it live, if you purchase a ticket, you'll still receive the replay and all the materials. I'm very excited about this workshop. I've learned a lot over the years in my relationships, and I truly believe that I was put on a certain path with my relationships to help other people on theirs. So I'm sharing all of that in this workshop and then some. I could talk about, I think, this, the concepts in this workshop for hours and hours on end. So it's been kind of hard to shave it down to 70 to 90 minutes. But any information for that is at the very top of the description box below. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment or shoot me an email. My email address is in the description box below as well. But thank you again, Aries. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right. Bye, Aries.